Federal government workers lament non-payment of salaries. Protests hit Kano over planned military intervention in Niger. Detained Niger president seen by his doctor. 25th Muharram 1445 after the hijrah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which is equivalent to 12 August 2023. I am Salamatun Aliman with the news in full. Some staff members of the National Board for Arabic and Islamic Studies have cried out over their salary arrears of over 17 months owned by the board. The National Board for Arabic and Islamic Studies is under the Federal Ministry of Education. The affected staff, numbering over 700, are calling on relevant authorities to save their souls and urge the board to pay their salaries. Some of the staffs who spoke to newsmen said they had fulfilled all conditions required of them, particularly capturing on the integrated personal payroll information system for the payment of salary, but to no avail. They also alleged that some staff members were selected and paid their salaries. Meanwhile, when contacted, the Information Officer of National Board for Arabic and Islamic Studies, Mohammed Sambo, confirmed the issue of salary arrears, saying the board has no reason to withhold any staff salary if the government releases it. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu said that swift recovery of the economy that achieves the greatest good for the greatest number of people is his priority. He said this yesterday at a meeting held at the State House Abuja with the Board of Trustees of the All Progressive Congress APC Professionals Forum led by former Bauchi State Governor Malam Isa Yaguda. He reassured Nigerians that no stone will be left unturned in his administration's multifarious effort to stimulate the economy and make it work for the greatest good of all Nigerians. President Tinubu said every effort across the sectors will be documented and periodically reviewed for performance, verification, and public presentation to steadily ensure measured growth and enhanced public enlightenment on policy outcomes. While thanking President Tinubu for his bold intervention on the economy, the former Bauchi State Governor said more than 2 million people have been registered as professionals in different fields since 2018 and stood ready to provide structures for mobilization and sensitization on government policies. Resident doctors under the aegis of Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors have suspended the indefinite strike embarked upon on July 26th. Its national president, Dr. Innocent Oji, disclosed this yesterday in Abuja via a WhatsApp message to the news agency of Nigeria. According to him, a review will be made in 2 weeks. This comes after a series of intervention by various stakeholders for the association to either embark on the industrial action in the first place or to suspend it earlier. To avoid industrial action, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, on July 24th urged the resident doctors to suspend the strike. Mr. Abbas made the call at a meeting between the leadership of the House and NAD in Abuja. He added that the administration was still in process of settling down as ministers had yet to assume office. Top Islamic cleric under the leadership of the national chairman of Jama'at al-Izalatul Bid'ah wa Iqamat al-Sunnah, Jibuis, have arrived in Niger Republic in a move to intervene in the current impasses between the Niger military junta and Economic Community of West African State ECOWAS. The cleric includes Sheikh Balalau, Sheikh Kabir Gombe, Sheikh Yakubu Musa, Sheikh Mansur Sokoto, among others. The Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, has extended its condolence to the Muslim Ummah following the tragic loss of lives in the collapse of a section of the historic Zaria Central Mosque during Friday's prayer session in Kaduna State. The incident occurred at 4 p.m. on Friday when Muslims were observing their evening prayers, and 10 persons have been confirmed dead. In a statement on Saturday, that's today, CAN President Archbishop Daniel Oko sympathized with the families who lost loved ones in the unfortunate incident and prayed for their quick recovery. The military high command says there are plots from different quarters to instigate members of armed forces of Nigeria to overthrow the present democratic administration being led by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It, however, said that the attempt will fail, insisting that the military is happy and better under democracy, and as such, it will not get involved in any acts or sabotage the hard-earned democracy of Nigeria. Director of Defense Information Tukur Gusau, a brigadier general, said this in an early message sent to newsmen, described the development and as unpatriotic and wicked. According to him, the military will continue to perform its constitutional duties rather than plotting any coup against the present democratic administration, saying the armed forces of Nigeria will not be distracted. Goswell's reaction came on heels of calls by some Nigerians that the military should step into the country's leadership position owing to the perceived failure of democratic government. But in his message, the senior military officer said the armed forces of Nigeria, under the leadership of General Sawaba Musa, the chief of defense staff, will not for any reason be involved in any form of insubordination. The news is coming to you from the studios of Sawaba Radio. More news after the short break. Stay tuned. Some protesters have taken to the streets in Kano State to kick against the imminent use of force to resolve the Niger coup crisis. The Economic Community of West African State, ECOWAS, had directed military forces of the member state to be on standby. Protesters on Saturday embarked on the demonstration to show their displeasure at the planned military invasion of Niger Republic. While moving in a procession, they were chanting, "Nigerians are brothers. Nigerians are also a family." Pardon, Nigerians. They displayed Nigeria and Niger's flag alongside placards chanting anti-war catchphrases. This followed an intense call from different quarters, especially northerners, who believe that Nigerians are neighbors with whom they share things in common. Jigawa State Universal Basic Board, SUBEB, has expressed its determination to collaborate with the Nigerian Union of Teachers, Jigawa State Wing, in order to develop the sector of education. The executive chairman of the board, Professor Haruna Musa, said this during the courtesy visit to the chairman and other permanent members to congratulate them of their appointment. Professor Haruna Musa further said there is a need to encourage the school teachers in their domain to be truly engaged with the community members and relevant stakeholders for the improvement of school activities, more especially in terms of teaching and learning, where he expressed the board's willingness in looking into their demand with view to overcome it in order to improve the standard of education. In his speech, the chairman, Nigerian Union of Teachers, Comrade Abdul Qadir Yunusa, had appealed to the state government to domicile the teachers' salary and allowance at the board in order to have a total control of their emolument. Also, in his vote of thanks, permanent member 2 of the board, Honorable Ani Idris Ganza, thanked the union for the visit. The Jigawa State Universal Basic Education Board, SUBEB, expressed its willingness to cooperate and support the policy of partnership for learning for all Nigerians called PLAN project. The board chairman, Professor Haruna Musa, made this known when the official of the organization paid him a courtesy visit call in order to congratulate him and other board members for their appointment by Jigawa State Governor Malam Umar Namadi. Professor Haruna Musa thanked them for the visit, where he said to support the PLAN project, innovation of community learning hub and dashboard indicators for enhancement of teaching and learning in schools. Earlier in his speech, the project state team leader Mustafa B. Ahmed expressed his commitment to work with communication and mobilization in order to build the capacity of the department for easier publicity. In his vote of thanks, member 3 of the board, Alhaji Bala Sefianu Jahun, expressed his appreciation for the visit. Today is 12th August, which is the International Youth Day. Our correspondent Amina Ibrahim Shahada have more on this.
Today is 12th of August is International Youth Day, and the theme of this year is Green Skills for You towards a sustainable world. We would like to hear from you.
All right, thank you so much. I think the International Youth Day is a day that is widely celebrated around the world, which Nigeria cannot be in isolation. And coming to the Jigawa State, the state government has recognized the importance of youth development, and as a result, the district governor of the Jigawa State has directed the Ministry of Information, Youth, Sport and Culture to come up with a comprehensive program that will subsidize. Doing that, the state government has already made some efforts to see that the Ministry of Environment is considering the team, and Ministry of Women Affairs come together to design programs and activities that will sensitize and educate the youth around the state, which we have started this program at the Jigawa State Television Authority. And this afternoon, there's also going to be an opportunity for the youth to be in Jigawa State Radio to be able to set the stage on how we can come together collectively to chart a new course, which at the end of the celebration tomorrow, youth will gather at the state secretariat where we have the Abasolo Hall to come with a resolution on areas through which the youth think the government can come and support them to be able to achieve what they want to achieve, looking at the theme of this year, Green Skills for Youth towards Sustainable Development.
What call do you have for groups or youths about tree planting, the or impact of it, and it leads to environmental pollution?
I think my message to you is very clear. Looking at the theme of the 2023 International Youth Day, we encourage youth, and in fact, we will provide citizens through the Ministry of Environment, where we have an ambitious project. We went down to most institutions and we had an outing in FED where there's a tree planting for the campus, and at the same time, we went to the outset of Tickman. One thing we wanted to see in the outset, each youth.
Thank you for that. Today being International Youth Day, I hope that we, as the youth of Nigeria, will give out our own quota in serving the country and our immediate community. Now, the international scene. Niger President Mohamed Bazoum, who has been detained since being ousted by members of his guard last month, was seen by his doctor, his entourage said, amid mounting concern. Adding the physician had also brought food for Bazoum, his wife and son, who are being held with him. The source added that he is fine given the situation. Fears have been mounting over the health and detention condition of democratically elected Bazoum, his wife and 20-year-old son since the military seized power and took them captive on July 26th. The European Union and the African Union have joined others in sounding the alarm for Bazoum. United Nations Rights Chief Volker Turk said Bazoum's reported detention conditions could amount to inhuman and degrading treatment in violation of international human rights. Top U.S. diplomat Antony Blinken said he was dismayed by the military's refusal to release Bazoum's family as a demonstration of goodwill. Russia has warned that military intervention in Niger will lead to a protracted confrontation after regional bloc ECOWAS said it will assemble a standby force. Such an intervention will destabilize the Sahel region as a whole, the Russian Foreign Ministry said. Russia does not formally back the coup, but the U.S., which backs efforts to restore deposed leader Mohamed Bazoum, says its Wagner mercenary group is taking advantage of the instability. On Friday, coup supporters, some waving Russian flags, protested at the French military base near the capital, Niamey, some chanting, "Down with France, down with ECOWAS." Both France and the U.S. operate military bases in Niger, and they have been used to launch operations against jihadist group in the wider region. Military officials from ECOWAS countries are reportedly set to meet today to draft plans for a military intervention. That has been the news, but before I go, a recap of the major stories. From the news warhead, federal government workers lament non-payment of salaries. Protest hits Kanu over planned military intervention in Niger. Detained Niger president seen by his doctor. That has been the news on behalf of the news department. Our editor Lukman Airu, a continuing announcer Baba Bariki. I am Salam Tanud Aliman saying good night.